Have you ever heard of Sun Tzu? Most people know him as the author of The Art of War, the ancient Chinese military classic. But what if I told you he might be one of the smartest financial strategists in history? Not because he talked about money, but because he talked about strategy, risk, resource management, and winning without losing what matters most. Today, we're uncovering the financial genius of Sun Tzu, not just as a general, but as a thinker whose lessons apply to business, investing, careers, and life itself. So hit subscribe if you love strategic insights, and let's dive in. Sun Tzu didn't write a book about finance. He wrote about strategy. But strategy is at the heart of all successful financial decisions. Sun Tzu's most famous idea, the supreme art of war, is to subdue the enemy without fighting. Translated to finance, that means win without losing your capital, your time, or your future. Let's break that down. Sun Tzu believed the greatest danger isn't the enemy in front of you. It's your own weaknesses, assumptions, and blind spots. In finance, risk isn't fear. Risk is uncertainty you didn't plan for. Sun Tzu said, "Know yourself and know your enemy, and you will win 100 battles." In money terms, that's knowing your cash flow, your expenses, your liabilities, and your market conditions before you invest or start scaling. Too many people jump without analyzing their strengths and weaknesses. Never fight a loss you can't afford. Sun Tzu taught generals not to attack strongholds they couldn't sustain. In economics, this is like entering a market with no plan, or trying to compete with giants when you have no niche. Rather than outspending your competition, ask, can I survive if I lose this battle? If the answer is no, then you've already lost the war. This is why businesses that burn cash without a path to profit fail. Why investors should never put money they can't afford to lose into risky trades. Sun Tzu said the best strategy is to exploit your advantages: terrain, timing, morale, and preparation. In finance, your advantages can be your skills, your network, your knowledge, your timing. A small investor who understands a niche market can defeat large institutional investors who ignore it. Focus on where you have an edge. Don't compete where you don't. One lesson Sun Tzu never got tired of repeating was, knowledge is better than numbers. Being prepared is better than guessing. In financial terms, that means research beats hope. Before you invest, understand the business. Understand market trends. Understand macro risk. Understand your own psychology. Most people trade emotionally, buy high, sell low, because they didn't analyze first. Sun Tzu valued resources as sacred once lost. They are gone forever. In finance, money, time, reputation. If you burn through your money chasing quick wins, you lose the ability to play again. The goal is not to go to war, it's to survive and thrive. Sun Tzu said the best victory is one where you avoid battle completely, because you've outmaneuvered the enemy through strategy alone. In finance, some of the best wins are early diversification, passive income, compound interest, strategic alliances, learning and skill building, not short-term gambling. Let's apply these principles: saving and budgeting. Don't spend what you can't replace. Investing, don't buy something you don't understand. Business, find your niche before scaling. Career, invest in skills that earn you compounding returns. Sun Tzu never talked about stocks or entrepreneurship, but his strategy principles do. That's why people still quote him in boardrooms and startups today. Sun Tzu wasn't just a general. He was a strategist, and strategy is the backbone of every financial decision we make. If you apply even one of these principles, like risk management, knowing your advantage, or preserving resources, you will make smarter financial decisions than most people who trade emotionally or reactively. So here's your challenge. Choose one Sun Tzu principle and use it this week to make a financial decision with strategy. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. If this video changed the way you think about money, hit like. Drop your thoughts in the comments and subscribe for more deep strategy content.